I'd like to thank the Y for coming. Niqi and Renee are here to share with us about all the wonderful things at the Y and maybe even how you might be able to use it for free maybe. So, yay!
Well, hello. My name is Niqi. It looks a little goofy on the program if you read it, Niqi. That is actually how you spell my name. There's a story. So when you guys come to the Y and you see me, that's like the surprise ending. When I see you at the Y, I'll tell you how and why I spell it that way. But my title, my role is Health, Wellness, and Mission Advancement. We'll dive into the guts of all of that as we kind of go through the slide deck. But there's a reason that I move a lot. So if I need to dance one way, just holler. There's a reason that we said where there's a Y, there's a way, because that's the beauty of having a Y membership, and both of you have said that you did in the past historically. It's a nonprofit organization, right? So we're there to meet the needs of our community residents, to support people where they need support. It's not just gym and swim. It's not just like an athletic club. We are doing a little bit more. We're meeting different needs. And I always think it's really nice to be able to relate to somebody, because then there's more buy-in. Like, I trust you. I feel a connection, right? So I like to share my short story on how I drank the Y Kool-Aid. I will say that often. I drank the Kool-Aid and I served it to my family, friends, and now I'm here sharing with you folks. So I have been a Y member for just over 15 years. I started just because I wanted to get into health, fitness, and everything. I was a certified yoga instructor, and so I just wanted to kind of level up with cardio and just have more equipment at my access, right? It was awesome. And as I grew up, I knew that I wanted to give back to the community. I grew up in a blue-collar household. My dad was a union man. My mom worked odd-and-end jobs just to make ends meet. Had enough, but we didn't have enough to give back, right? So in my teen years, I started volunteering. I started doing food fundraisers. I started working at Mercy Health System. I did volunteer work in their gift shop. At 12 years old, I was closing down the gift shop every Tuesday night. So I couldn't hand people money, but I sure could show up. So that is a piece of who I am, and you'll see throughout these slides, it's kind of why I chose the Y for my career moving forward. But I was in Florida for my early childhood, came to Janesville, graduated here, so I don't know, you're obviously not originally, but I may know you historically or some friends or family. And then I moved to Southern California, where I managed a smaller athletic club. Predominantly, most of our members were seniors. It was out of Sun City, California, which is much like Englewood or like Havasu. It's a lot of 55 and up communities. So we were one of the first fitness facilities to launch Silver Sneakers, if that name's familiar to you, the free memberships. So I feel like I've got a good grasp on our active older adults, our AOAs, and like what people want, what they need, and what I don't know. These fine people let me know and help me do it, right? So when I had my Y membership, I started subbing because I was a Y instructor. I started covering for classes when there was no instructor, just volunteering to do it. And then I started to drink the Kool-Aid, and I was like, you know what, I could host my own class. One class. And I was like, I can host another one. Let's host another one. And by that time, we only had a fitness coordinator at the time being. We didn't have a whole fitness department. It was one person working roughly 10 hours a week at max, just gym and swim. There wasn't a lot more, and that's okay. But I saw an opportunity to build yoga because that was my niche. That's what I know. So I ended up taking on the yoga department as a lead, but I didn't have a budget to work with, right? I was just building on what we had. We had a space where you could do yoga, and we tried to build it in the community. We had great staff and great instructors. And then shortly before COVID, that fitness coordinator stepped away because she needed more, and rightfully so, because I would have too. And when she stepped away, Renee and I were like, well, this isn't gonna crumble. We're leaping into action. So Renee and I tag teamed the fitness department, which was very small at the time. And then we kind of, you've noticed our energy, it gets kind of crazy. We don't just think outside the box, like if the box is here, Renee's in that corner and I'm over there, right? So we are trying to construct the best opportunities for the Y. So we're like, this has to be more. And then COVID hit, and we had this opportunity to be like, what do people need? What do people want? We had a brand new CEO in place, which was a really awesome opportunity because she really believed in fitness and wellness, which created opportunity for us. So as we started processing, getting through a pandemic, understanding what residents needed beyond just a Y membership and walking through those doors, we were able to launch the Health and Wellness Department, which is the health and wellness piece of my title, and Renee's as well. So that includes anything fitness that you can think of: personal training, health coaching, nutrition consults, that come from a third-party provider. We have all the things, all the group exercise. We have water exercise, and we'll kind of go into that. I've got some good photos and stuff in here. But all of that falls under our scope and our umbrella. Then as we kept constructing and thinking, what else can we be doing? That's where the mission advancement piece comes in. That's where that feel-good volunteer component that Renee and I believe in so strongly really comes from. We started to look into chronic disease prevention. My background is healthcare. That's where I come from, is UW Hospital. So I was like, let's do something. So we started doing blood pressure self-monitoring and loaner cuff programs. We're launching diabetes in April. There's a lot that falls under the health and wellness umbrella alone, but the mission advancement is really what keeps me at the Y. That is my why, and for staying in this community, even if I live 40 minutes away. It's why I will always be here. So that being said, I do want to give Renee a chance just to kind of talk about and tell her story, her Kool-Aid drinking, and then we'll get to like the thick and gritty pieces, if that's all right. So Renee, Health and Wellness Coordinator.
This too or not?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Just talk about who you are.
Well, hello. Can you hear me now?
There you go.
All right.
Hold it close. Don't get lipstick on.
Any requests for a song first? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm Renee. I started at the Y almost 10 years ago, and I started out as a member. And, you know, for years, I grew up with 4 older brothers. I was very athletic, got married, had a couple kids, and you kind of lose your little bit of physical activity, taking care of your kids and focusing on them. And I joined a few memberships at different, you know, health clubs and stuff like that. And I'd go for a couple months, get in there, go, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I was bored. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the Y. I'm going to try that. I've never been in the Y. Walked in, and it was like, ah. Everybody was so welcoming, so friendly. And I started going into some fitness classes. First, I was on the treadmill by myself for about 2 months, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting bored again. And all of a sudden, I saw a couple fitness classes, and I'm like, what's going on in here? And the instructor's like, come on in. And I'm like, okay. And our personalities just clicked. And the more I kept going to the classes, the more I wanted to go because I didn't want to miss out anything. And then the community got bigger and bigger in the classes. And then one day, she's like, you're hilarious, you're fun, you're in great shape, why don't you become an instructor? I'm like, really? You think I could? So I got certified as a personal trainer, instructor, and then it just built on to, I'll take one class, but I want to make sure I'm doing boot camp, crazy classes, run up the stairs, do some burpees, do this. And then all of a sudden one day somebody came up to me and said, how would you like to try doing some active older adult classes? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's my niche. So all of a sudden I walked in and I was like, oh, I'm so nervous. And then everything was written on paper and don't make a mistake. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. They're looking at me. And all of a sudden you start cracking jokes and having fun. And it turned into 12 people in the class to 3 years later, there's 50 of us in the class. And the community just got bigger and bigger. And it was like a party and a workout at the same time. So that's how I started at the Y. And I love it. I'll do anything. I'll do everything for anybody at the Y. I can't say I've built more friendships in every level, from the crazy classes from boot camp up to the active older adult classes, and they'll be relationships I'll have for the rest of my life. So yeah, I could cry.
She drank a lot of the Kool-Aid. I gave her an extra dose this morning.
Yes, I got a gallon in me.
Yes.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
And this is super casual, you guys. If you guys have questions as I start doing our spiel, or as Dan starts to talk about why he loves the Y, right? Just jump in here. We're open for all of it. You're going to talk. So this is our Janesville branch that I think most people are familiar with. But just a heads up, this is the YMCA of Northern Rock County. So we also have our Parker branch located in Milton, Wisconsin. So a membership at Northern Rock County gets you full access to both. But we're also part of the nationwide program too, and we'll kind of talk about that as we cruise through member benefits. Ooh, my clicky. There it goes. Just have to push harder. I like to throw this on here, and to some people it's kind of like the boring stuff, but to me there's a lot of purpose behind it, right? So our mission is much different than just a generic fitness club, right? We are the YMCA of Northern Rock County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to enriching our community by promoting physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. And we don't take that lightly. And for all at the end is extremely important. So while we're here today talking about our active older adult population, that's not to say you may not have children, grandchildren, neighbors, nieces, nephews, whatever that could benefit from programming. So don't hesitate to share when you walk away today. I love this picture of Gabby. This is our youth development director with a kiddo at our summer day camp. So our values. The Y's commitment to America is developing new generations of change makers who will create communities that we all want to live in. We envision communities where all people achieve health, gain confidence, make connections, and feel secure at every stage of life. And there is a lot that we could break apart in here. I mean, this right here is all of our youth development department, from summer day camp to feeding hungry kiddos, to our schools out days, to our child watch opportunities, and we'll get into that. But there's a lot here. Achieving health, gaining confidence at all stages of life. That's right here, that's you guys. That's our active older adults, that's Crystal and Dan. That's Renee's oh moment, right? That's what that is. Our vision. These are things that we hope that when you come in, when you meet somebody from the Y, whether you see me walking a dog in the neighborhood or you walk through those building doors, carrying honesty, respect, and responsibility. You should walk away from the Y every single day feeling like we hit those benchmarks, but you also absorbed them as members, community participants walking through those doors too. Our purpose, we are committed to strengthening community by connecting all people to their potential, purpose, and each other. Working locally, we focus on empowering young people, improving health and well-being, and inspiring action in and across communities. Again, I could tear that apart into a 4-hour lecture right there. That is why we do what we do. I mean, so our vision here, this is our 9/11 stair climb. This is our first annual. We partnered with the Sheriff's Department, Janesville Police Department, SWEPT, which is Southern Wisconsin Emergency Preparedness Team. And I know I'm missing somebody else, the Janesville Fire Department. That was 100% free and open to the community of any ages. They could come walk the stairs, the flight once, or they could walk all 40 times to hit all those stairs that were lost in the Twin Towers on 9/11. So we do a lot of that community give back, and I don't think a lot of people know about it yet. This right here, this is your beloved Renee. She's often in a hat, so if you don't see her all so pretty, she's walking around in a hat, right? And I think that's Dan getting his jiggy with it right there. Yes.
By the hairstyle.
Yes, and it looks like, is that silver sneakers or strength and stretch?
Silver sneakers.
Yes, because there's the chair. So we'll get into those classes, and Renee will have a chance to kind of explain what those look like. But this slide, while it feels like the most boring one, is single-handedly the most impactful one. So member benefits, there's a couple of updates here. We're revamping a lot of things at the Y. So we went through an entire overhaul specifically addressing our Janesville Y because it's a historical property. It's old. We haven't put a lot of money into it because we're a nonprofit. We push out programming and benefits to people. We don't put a lot back into our building. And we decided we had to keep our members engaged. So when you join the YMCA of Northern Rock County, just kind of a nice list here, full access to both branches we talked about, all those group fitness classes that we'll get into in a moment. Childcare, there has been an update there, dependent upon the age of the kiddo. Kiddos could actually be in our child watch up to 3 hours, I think. So you could really get in for a fitness class, then you could go for a dip in the pool, and then you can have some self-care in the sauna and make a whole day of it if you happen to have young kiddos at home. Special member pricing for YMCA programs. So let's say that we did a Ride with Renee opportunity and it was $10 to the community, maybe your price is $3 as a Y member. Another way to rally funds for a nonprofit, which is awesome. No annual fees, we don't do that nonsense. You pay your membership rate or join with a third-party membership, and it is what it is. Early program registration, so any of that stuff that I talked about, maybe a Ride with Renee, members always have the advantage to sign up first. We always make sure our members have room before we open the doors to the community participants. Where else can I go? Youth and adult fitness orientations. I don't need to talk too much about the youth ones, but what I will point out is that we have brand new equipment in the Janesville Y. So now we have a brand new procedure for kiddos in the building. They wear different color wristbands to identify safe spaces for them to be. And as adult members, it's up to us to say, hey, maybe this kiddo isn't in the right space to help keep everybody safe and be proactive. It also respects the space that you guys as adults are in to make sure what you're there for is actually happening and not distracted. Adult fitness orientations. This I could sell all day, every day, because I just believe in it so much. So as a YMCA member, it doesn't matter how you join, you are eligible for a free 30-minute fitness orientation with a certified fitness staff. So when you fill out the form and the front desk can help you, or you can do it online if you want to on your smartphone, whatever works, you talk about, hey, why would I want to meet with somebody, a fitness person? Is it because I'm interested in personal training and I just need to know if it's for me? 30 minutes free, you can talk with a trainer. Renee would be one of them. Maybe you just are uncomfortable walking into the Welcome Center and you just want help navigating. It's a big building. We can do that. Do you want help adjusting machines because you don't even know how to turn the treadmill on, but you know that's what you want to do? That's what we're here for. Maybe it's group exercise. can you help me make some reservations so I have a nice week lined up of what I'm going to commit to so I show up every single day? So that is a freebie and totally included. We also have 2 walking tracks at the Janesville Y. So we have a smaller one over our main gym, and then we have a larger one over our JP Cullen gym. A lot of people land on the JP Cullen gym, which is a lot of fun, and we've got some love that we're going to give to that track too, so stay tuned. Access to gyms, we have 3 gyms at the Janesville Y. We have 1 at the Parker Y. The pools, I have an aquatic slide deck, so I will talk about that in a moment. We also have racquetball or handball, but we also have pickleball, which I've got some flyers, so at the end I'll kind of point to those, but I think we've got some pickleball flyers that arrived with Johanna as she came here. We also have lockers available for rent. Otherwise, they're always available for day use. You don't have to pay extra if you take your stuff at the end of the day. Guest privileges at many YMCAs, and this is kind of what I was talking about before we actually started the whole hoopla, right? So we are part of the nationwide program, so that means any participating Y you can go to absolutely free of charge and just get all the member benefits. We have a lot of reciprocity throughout the nation, and I will say, traveling a lot, I utilize this. Myself, my hubby does. We use the dickens out of this, to put it lightly. And I say that because YMCAs are also very welcoming just in general. You both have history with them. There are Ys that are not part of Nationwide, but they'll call and verify, and they'll be like, oh, you're from Janesville. Awesome, you can visit us 3 times a year. So always ask those questions and don't hesitate. And then this one, oh, the sense of community and belonging, that's kind of what we're all here for, right? All right, so this is the page I hate the most. This is the ugliest one because it talks about money, and that's not my jam. But what I will say, these are the different member rates here. And then as seniors or active older adults, we do have 3 opportunities. So we have Silver Sneakers, we have Silver and Fit, and we have Renew and Active. That basically, it means your insurance plan will pay for your premium. I have another page for all those goodies too. But in case you knew somebody that was interested in joining, just kind of understanding where their rates sit. We also offer a loyalty rate of $5 after 1 year, so you can always knock that down $5. This, I cannot say enough. This includes all of the group acts, all of the fitness opportunities, all of the chronic disease wedges in, all the entertainment, right? It includes access to pools, 2 YMCAs, one of which has 24/7 access. And all of this money helps support our cause. So we've got some flyers talking about our food programming that we do, about free access into youth fitness opportunities. You really are paying for a cause with your membership dues if that happens to be and you're paying. This is the reason what we do, why I never canceled my Y membership. I had several memberships across the community because yoga is everywhere, and I would pay a monthly fee so I could go everywhere. The Y is never one that I step away from, even when they didn't have yoga classes, because I didn't have time to volunteer. I had kiddos at home. Didn't have a lot of extra money. I had kiddos at home, right? So this felt good to me. I knew that it was there when I needed it, and they're doing something really good with my money too. So aquatics, as promised, here's another slide deck. So this right here is our activity pool. This is the deepest pool that we have at our Janesville Y. We only have pools at our Janesville Y. It's 4'6". This is where we host currently all of our group exercise classes. This is also where you can grab some water weights and just kind of move and groove at your own pace, your own water workout if you like. But it's part of our aquatic center. So our aquatic center is actually 3 pools all mushed into one lovely fun bubble. So you've got the activity pool. In the middle, we've got a beautiful current channel, so you can walk with or against it. There's different levels of intensity. So whether you're there to really charge it up, like Renee's boot campers, and you're gonna be on level 9 against the current, cool. Maybe you're just getting back into the swim things. So you're gonna walk with the current and just have it help lift you through. It can be really therapeutic. The other picture, ironically, as I just said, all of our group acts is in this pool. This is a photo of our Aqua Zumba team teaching in the lap pool. We did that for a little bit to kind of compensate for summer day camp use. But this is also, so we've got our lap swimmer here. It used to be 3-lane, but now we accommodate up to 4 swimmers in there. But it's really nice. After COVID, we had to deal with reservations and spacing and all of the things. Aquatics is a space that will probably never lose reservations. We call them Save Your Spot now, because it's a terrible thing, especially with kiddos, or if you're there to lap swim, to show up, get changed, have your towel on, and then see the pool is full and there's no room for me to do my laps, right? So it helps our swimmers really know there's a space for me, so you can be intentional about your workout. We also have a co-ed whirlpool. I like to say that. So when you have the men's and women's locker rooms, you meet in the middle and it's a co-ed space. If you have a partner that you'd like to go with, you guys can always join there. Activity pool, we talked about. Water walking, we do have scheduled time. Our water walkers take that workout very seriously. That's what they're there for, just like me showing up to yoga or Renee to boot camp or Silver Sneakers. So we have designated time where kiddos are not allowed in that channel, so it's an intentional workout. Lap swim, we talked about. Aqua Zumba, we also have Aqua Tone, Aqua Balance, and Splash, 3 more group fitness opportunities that happen in the pool. Lots of low impact opportunities that are really good for your joints. Yeah, see, look at these are real members. We're excited. We just had a whole photo shoot, so we actually have like our people in photos. So this is a picture of one of our lovely members. She helps us water all the yoga plants, which I get really excited about. And I want to just kind of throw this out there. So we have Wisconsin's first and only inclusive cycling studio. We have not screamed about it yet, but get ready because we're going to. This was an opportunity. I don't know if anyone has heard of the Grand Prix, the biking event that happens in downtown Janesville. We have a lot of cycling people in this community. And the Janesville Foundation came to the Y and said, hey, we need to do more for our cyclists. What if we had some money to toss at you? And so our CEO said, we could do it. We could do an upgrade with bikes. And because, again, the box is here and I'm way over there thinking, right? It was like, let's go big or go home. So we bought brand new bikes, but we also invested in some crank cycles. So that's what Machine's on right here. So you can use this as an upper body workout if you want to be seated in a fitness chair. You can stand up and really push it. Like you can get a good core workout. Maybe you twisted your ankle and you don't want to sit on a cycling bike today, so you are resting for the day. It's a really cool opportunity, but the fun part about this is it's also a virtual studio. So outside of hosted class times, you can walk in that space and choose a class of your liking and do it right then and there. You can do 5 minutes of it. You can do the full 60 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it happened to be. And that's totally included with your membership. We have a brand new, beautiful yoga studio. That's been my baby because, again, yoga is my jam. That's my niche, right? All of our instructors have signed off on trauma-informed either certifications or education. So we are doing our best. We have been digging into community resources, again, that mission advancement piece, to figure out what people need, how, and where. We have a wonderful, it's a trauma-based moms group that meets weekly. And there are people in our community that carry a lot of baggage, and you can't see that. So when you walk in the door, I don't know what you're dealing with, what you dealt with yesterday, last week, or a lifetime ago. And in that space, it's going to be respected. You will feel welcome, you will feel safe, confident, and comfortable. That is Bob. He's one of our Tai Chi instructors. Tai Chi, I like to call it meditation in motion, as most people do. Bob will literally kill me when he sees this, but you see on Karate Kid where they're doing all the slow motion stuff, right? So that's Tai Chi, and he has international training. The staff that we have at the YMCA leading opportunities is, I don't think you can match it in Rock County, if I'm being entirely honest with you. We have a meditation workshop coming up. We have a lot of daytime yoga opportunities. We have some that are mat-based. We have chair yoga, which is awesome. I enjoy it myself. We have a lot of moving pieces in both of these spaces. The fitness center, I like to point out because, and I'm just gonna read it because I like the language. Our fitness center was redesigned with you in mind. Accessible pathways, dedicated circuits, and intentional zones are meant for all. It has been our greatest effort to create a space that anyone feels welcome with zero intimidation. So when you walk into our, I can't say newly designed fitness center, we gave it a facelift. Not a lot of new equipment, just kind of move stuff around. Because again, Renee and I were like, we can do better. We can do better than this. So there's at least 3-foot pathways, and the photo doesn't do it justice, but everywhere you walk, there's a minimal of 3 feet clearance. We did that because we wanted to be accessible for those in wheelchairs. We have a cycling instructor, a man that teaches from a wheelchair. We have a lot of kiddos that come in with special needs, and we want them to be able to use our equipment in our facility. It's important, and it's part of our mission, right? Dedicated circuits. So when you walk in, you can go right if you want to do upper body, you can go left if you want to do low body. There's a rhyme and a reason that Renee could tell you in that free adult fitness orientation. I could sell those all day because you get free time with a trainer, which is exciting. It's also meant to be very approachable, our fitness center. When you walk in there, you should not feel like you're walking into the weight room and everyone's pumping iron and which way to the gym. That's not what this space is about. This space is about smiling faces. It's about being able to get a full body workout in upstairs without any intimidation factor. If you know how to find one space at the Y and you're after fitness or exercising, this is going to be it. Yeah, I love our fitness center. It's very approachable now. This, youth and family outreach and support. So these are a couple of things we do. This is a photo of our child watch. So this is a free drop-in opportunity. So if you guys had grandchildren or you have a friend that watches their niece or whatever happens, right? We do have that free opportunity for our Y members. They get to play and there's a fun jungle gym. There's all sorts of good stuff. But there's a handful of other things that we're doing to reach into the community and that you're gonna have to shut me up at this one. We have some new programs that we call Community, so that COME-Unity. We spell it that way for a reason because we want people to come in our doors. Those are free opportunities to come into the YMCA and experience all the good that we have to offer. So we have community moms groups. Currently that's on Friday, but on the summers it was as well, but it also was hosted with a free breakfast. Because I mentioned our food program, we are now, I'm going to mess you up with initials, CACFP and SFSP sponsors, which basically means we do all the same things with food, breakfast, and lunch that school districts do, and then some. Our community youth meals right now are served from 5 to 6, Monday through Friday. Literally, a kiddo can walk into the Y in between 5 and 6 p.m., doesn't have to sign up. We don't care how much money mom and dad make. We don't care about any of that. You can walk in and get a meal. Sit there, hang out. There's some gym time with friends. Mini and Me is a brand new opportunity. There's a flyer back there. Again, this is mainly kiddos and their parents, but it's an opportunity and each day has a whole agenda. But for parents to engage with their kiddos, to get involved, to get on the floor and play, to do a take and make craft, to learn something, to be intentional with your time at the Y. But then the best part of that is like the after, and nobody knows the after. When you come to Mini and Me, you also get to stay and join Renee's Group X or my yoga or whatever that is, a dip in the whirlpool. Come on in. Come on in, hang out. The food program, like I said, so we're doing everything that the school district is doing and then a little bit more. So we also have a weekend meal program where we partner with the local food pantry, Echo. So that weekend meal bag started back in 2021, and it was just a quick pandemic response, and nobody knew that it was gonna grow into something that we would literally do forever. So in that backpack, kiddos can pick it up between 3 and 6 p.m. every Friday. Mom can come and say, I've got 6 kiddos, and she can grab 6 bags without getting anybody out of the car. That's absolutely fine. It includes 6 meals, so 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 dinners, as well as 6 snacks. It is literally a full weekend's worth of food for kiddos. Free. All we need to know is the kiddo's age. We do not care how much money people make. That is not what we're here to do. We're not validating anything. We also have our snack station, which is completely community supported. So our snack station currently is a small fridge, a mini fridge, I guess is the right language, that sits in our welcome center. So whether you're a senior or somebody experiencing homelessness or just doesn't have enough food in their refrigerator, you can come grab a snack out of there. Renee is like our ninja chopper, and she chops cucumbers and packs up tomatoes and does all this awesome work. I think the kids' favorites are the little mini pepperonis with cheese cubes that she does. But that is completely Y and community funded. We find sponsors that want to sponsor the fridge for a week, a month, businesses that are interested. We just had a family reach out saying, hey, can I pay for like a week of this? Yes, absolutely you can. Occasionally we have grant funds, but that's something that's just, it's not built into our Y and what we do. It's all about everybody else contributing because they see the good that happens from it. I talked about the rest of that. Volunteer opportunities. We're currently revamping our volunteer program because we have a lot of people that are like, what can I do? I need to know. So there are tons of opportunities. Like I said, we have one woman that waters the plants in the yoga studio. I need that. Renee needs that. That stuff means a lot to us, and it gives you that sense of responsibility, right? You have a moment where you feel like you're a bigger part of something than just showing up to walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. So never hesitate. You can always ask, Niqi, I want to volunteer. This is something that's very, very new. Like I said, I come from healthcare, so this was a piece that was really easy to grab onto, but it all takes time, right? So community integrated health is basically the concept that you go see your doctor 1 day a year, right? How about the other 364 days of the year? Are you still keeping up with the habits they tell you to do? Are you being accountable, or do you go back and say, I did really well for 2 weeks and then I fell off the wagon, right? This is an opportunity that we're launching at the Y. We have a hub space, and I wrote that up and down there. There's a space where we'll be offering blood pressure self-monitoring. So it's a program that is discounted. There's a lot of moving pieces, so if you have interested in that, just let me know. But basically, you come in and you check your blood pressure to stay accountable with one of our Y Healthy Heart ambassadors. We have a free loaner cuff program that there's no fee attached. It's a partnership between the Rock County Health Department and us. So you come in for a month. You get a absolutely free Y membership, and you get to borrow a blood pressure cuff. You're monitoring at home. We don't teach you anything. We just lend you the equipment, but then we also open our doors because we know if you're going to be checking your blood pressure at home, you're aware of your health. You know you might need to do some more things. So come hang out with us. Go to Strength and Stretch with Renee. Come to yoga with me. Go hang out in the whirlpool. Get a little self-care. That's fine too. These are the partners that we have working right now. So the Wisconsin Nurses Association, the American Heart Association, they were instrumental in bringing the blood pressure component to us. The Public Health Department, Department of Health Services, Pharmacy Society, and obviously National Diabetes, they're going to help us launch diabetes prevention in April of 2023. So these are all things that are coming and going. We're working on referrals, so potentially, cross your fingers, y'all, that your insurance could pay for these opportunities too. So there's a lot of moving pieces here, but I want to throw it out because it's something that it's more that we're doing that helps reach into the community. I don't know where I went with reach into the community and do what we need to do. So active older adults, that's kind of where the intention was for us today. But like I said, I kind of wanted to cover everybody. So we don't say seniors at the Y. We say AOAs. We say initials for everything there. Don't get scared. Ask what they mean. But our AOAs are our most loyal, amazing members. It's our highest population base. And they're awesome. And there's a reason that they come back is because we do things like that. This is one of our senior birthday parties. Crystal, help me out. What month was this? It's got flowers in the window. It's the bee month.
Yes, be happy.
Be happy.
Yeah.
So Crystal, how long ago did you join?
How long have you been doing the parties?
No, how long ago did you join? Like
5 years
5
ago.
years. So I know her daughter Janet through my yoga classes, and when she told me her mom joined, I was like, that's awesome. Little did I know her mom was Cheesecake. That's Crystal's nickname because she makes stellar cheesecake that she brings to all of these senior birthday parties. 2 months ago, we had a, 91st birthday celebrated, right? And it doesn't mean that these classes are just for seniors. I think you have a couple in the mid-40s, 30s in Strength and Stretch. So we really do mean that we welcome all. Dan had a really good joke this day, but I won't repeat it because I don't know if it should be recorded. This is our senior sock hop. This was the first year that we tried this out and we got some feedback. There's Janet right there, lovely Janet, but this is Crystal dancing. She made decorations and she made Renee's costume, and it's an opportunity for more. You don't have to just walk on the treadmill, right? You can enjoy friends and cultivate those relationships. So up top, I did write those third parties up here. So Silver and Fit, Renew Active, and Silver Sneakers. Those are the three, we call them third parties at our YMCA. So that's a way to get a free membership. The thing I like to say about these, and I like to stress, is that your insurance company doesn't give us any money unless you show up, which means we have to do a really, really good job engaging you and making you want to come back into the building, which is why I brought these lovely folks, because they can twist your arm a little bit, right? I cannot say enough about our seniors. I mean, Crystal is amazing. Like, she brings me to tears almost every single month because I'm just like, oh, this is so beautiful. And Dan is honestly like the jack of all trades. This man, I swear to goodness, anything that we need, we can be like, oh, we need somebody to help us out. And Renee's like, I've got Dan. He's helped us move equipment. He's helped us do COVID protocol. He's built benches for kiddos to sit on and shoes to be stored. You are more than a member when you are a member at the YMCA. So I cannot stress that enough. So this is the end of my yippity yap stuff because I imagine this to be very organic and just chat. I have a couple of things if anyone's interested. Otherwise, I would love to answer questions and talk about your experiences with the Y. On the back there, we do have this little, is there a little anti-hunger handout here? So it talks about the programs I talked about, the weekend meal bags, the snack stations, what we do. If you ever want to help with it, if you have extra produce in your gardens, right? Next fall, summer, fall, maybe. It's gonna be winter, Niqi. We use that stuff. So like this is important. If you know somebody, maybe you know that your neighbor lost their job and needs a little help, grab this flyer and give it to them. Like that's what we're there for. This is the other one I was talking about. Again, this is the parent-child opportunity, but we all know people, right? So this is the Mini and Me, and the Monday through Thursday, there is a small fee attached. However, the Friday is completely free. It's a cafe and play where moms can bring coffee, or we have coffee at the Y, sit, find their tribe, watch their kiddos play, and then afterwards there's free childcare, and then moms can step away and go into a mom's group and talk about grown-up things without little ears around. So that's more things that we're putting back out into the community. I believe, Johanna, were you able to grab pickleball flyers from Corey? All right, I'm gonna walk back, I'm gonna like do a little thing and grab those quick, because pickleball's real fancy. I learned that in Florida a few years ago. Holy cow. All right, I'll grab this one too. So I was a snowbird before I turned 30. You're gonna learn all sorts of fun stuff about me. We literally sold almost everything we had, moved into a camper, and all winter long, because my husband's a union boy and he's laid off, we would go down and visit my family in Florida. So we would go from state park to state park, and I would teach yoga, and then we would trade, and it was just lovely. We also watched pickleball. Pickleballers are insane in the best possible way. I was talking about liking to watch karaoke. Pickleball's better. We have a couple really cool groups, and this flyer talks about the spaces and the times. If that's all you wanted to join for, cool. Maybe you have one of those member benefits, the silver sneakers, and you get in for free, and you can just sign up for pickleball. We have the Janesville Pickleball Club that takes over like our big fancy gym. And then we have spaces for social play. You've never played before, I'd like to try. I just want to make friends and let me walk in that space. That's what you're gonna do here. And then I always have to poke to the turkey trot because it's something awesome that Festival Foods puts out. And again, if you don't want to participate, it's a good way to just stop, show up, and say hello. All the funds raised at Turkey Trot go to support the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA of Northern Rock County, and then ECHO, the food pantry that we partner with. I will be there. I will be at the food tent, and I will have 2 little crazy children, so pardon me if I look stressed out. I probably am, but I'm really happy to be there. This is Thanksgiving morning. It's a quick way. You can walk it, you can run it, you can just come visit and say hello. But Dan, did I miss anything? I feel like I could have talked to you 76 times.
No.
Oh, Renee's on it. She's got the mic. You guys watch
Let's
all.
ask them what the Y means to them. How long they've been coming.
Yeah, Dan, how long have you been a member?
Well,
he
I
comes out.
retired. Oh, do I need that?
I would like to see you with it.
Yes, if you're gonna stay
Hello?
on the road, please.
I retired in, well, it was November of 2014. So I've been just over, 8 years?
Happy
Yeah.
anniversary.
And I had a very physical job, which I thought kept me in shape. But after sitting around for the whole winter, come about March, April, I thought, man, I really got to start doing something, something active. So I considered all the alternatives in town, Janesville Athletic Center, Anytime Fitness, Planet Fitness, all those kind of things. And I thought about the Y, and I thought, well, I'll go in and talk to them and see what they're all about. So I went to the front desk, and I talked to someone there that I don't even know who it was at that time. But I thought, okay, I'll give this a shot. So I signed up for a membership, and my whole intention was just to go there and use the fitness machines at the fitness center.
I'll be your assistant. I got
Okay.
this. Maybe. There it is.
And so I went through the orientation. The person showed me how to use all the equipment and everything. So I went there one morning, and I went in all thinking, I'm going to do this. And I started on the machines, and after about an hour, I thought, I don't know if this is for me. I don't have the self-motivation that I needed to push myself on those machines. I would do like 5 reps, and all of a sudden I'd feel myself just sloughing off. So I thought, well, maybe I should try the group exercise. So I looked at the sheet that laid out all the group exercise classes and everything. And so I thought, well, I'll try this one. And I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't yours. But I went in there, and I was surprised at all the people there. And I participated, and I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. So I thought, well, I'll try all the different classes. So I tried Renee's Strength and Stretch, and I went in there, and I always felt like I had to introduce myself when I first went in there, because I said, I always explained I was new here, I didn't know what this class was about. And I remember seeing Renee at the front of the class, and I knew she was the instructor, and I thought, who is this woman with the hat on? Renee always wears a hat. But anyway, so I talked to Renee. I said, hi, my name's Dan. I'm new here. What's this class all about? And I remember asking you specifically if it involved a lot of dancing, like Zumba and stuff. Because I've got 2 left feet, so I'm not very good at that. And Renee said, no, we do a little active warm-up, where we're moving pretty good, but it's not like dance moves. And so she showed me what weights I needed and everything. So that was one class I tried, and then I tried a group power class, which was like barbell lifting. And, I just tried a whole bunch. I did chair yoga and everything like that. And the more I participated and the more I went to these classes, the more I felt like I was getting involved in something bigger than I expected. And I started meeting people and creating friendships and things like that. And it's just blossomed ever since. I've been a member for like 7.5 years, and I just absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. So that's where my journey was. I was going to, oh, there's not.
Well, I was going to say, he's in a handful of pictures. Like, if
Well,
we
I
just
am.
want to go back through the beginning here, we've got Mr. Daniel. He's getting jiggy with it. This is one of the classes that he does with Renee.
True.
And then I feel like you're in this one. This is the group power class. So group power is a choreographed strength training class. I always say it's the best introduction to weightlifting you'll ever have if you're interested in getting downstairs into the weight room. It's a nice safe space. The instructors are all trained. It's an awesome opportunity. It's a really fun group.
It is. And one thing, don't be intimidated by the notion of weightlifting, because you only have to do what you're able to do. There's all kinds of weights and all kinds of ages, and some people use the older adults will use 1 pound weights, 2 pound weights. It'll go the whole range, and if you don't feel like you can do, all 10 reps or whatever we're doing at the time, you only do 8, that's fine. No one's going to look down at you for, not doing everything you're supposed to be doing. So.
No, we mean it. When we say they're why, we are the why for all. We truthfully are. I think one of my yoga classes, I had a 16-year-old woman, and I had, how old is Deb's husband? Early 90s, right? He's in his early 90s doing my yoga class with me. So when I say there is a wide range and it's accepted by all, that's the community and the family that we create amongst our members, even without us jumping in there. They're already facilitating those conversations and relationships, which is really, really cool. I know there's a million other things I could talk about, but I don't want to sit here and yap about things you don't want to hear about. I also want to say that it doesn't have to all be about fitness either. It can be about social. You can show up after Renee's class and you can join us for coffee, and there's easily a dozen people sitting down in that welcome center just enjoying their coffee together. That's perfectly fine too. We've got some super cool travel opportunities that we're exploring in 2023 to do day trips and such, hosted by this one here. There's a lot of moving pieces, and we're just getting started. We have new leadership, and we get to push play with a lot of fun stuff.
My biggest thing that I like to say is fitness and exercising is a bonus at the Y, because there's more than just lifting weights and swimming and whatever. It's the friendships, like we said, the community, the groups, wanting to come back every single day, wanting to not miss one. Oh, I don't want to miss that class today. They're going to say something funny in there. Where's Crystal? Just like that. Where is she? I would like Crystal even share her story too, if that would be okay.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I wanted to add in relation to what Renee was just saying is that it's opened up a lot of opportunities that I never thought would be available for me. I've made so many friends, and Renee is one of my besties, and she's involved in the Ironman competitions. You want to talk about that? You want me to say it?
I'll brag about it for it if you don't.
She's an 8-time Ironman finisher. Does anyone know what Ironman competition is? It's what?
It's for crazy people that we love.
It's for crazy people. A full Ironman is you swim 2.4 miles, you bicycle 112 miles, and then you run a marathon, which is 26.2 miles, all in one day, all in 17 hours. So Renee is an 8-time finisher or Ironman competitor. She was ranked all-world athlete 3 years. So I befriended her, so I've traveled with her and her husband and other people, other Y members who also compete in triathlons. I've been to Louisville, Kentucky, Chattanooga, Maryland? We went to Maryland. So I've come Arizona. So that was an opportunity that I never expected to have. There's other people that I've gotten to know that are more into just the running, so I've been involved with them. I was a van driver for a thing called Ragnar, yes, what was the total mileage on that? It was a relay thing where 6 people took turns running different lengths, and it totaled 200 and some miles. I can't participate in those, but I participated by driving the van for them. So, and I was part of their group and everything. So that was very important to me, and it was a great opportunity. So,
And I thank you
You're welcome.
We all think
So,
that.
I don't know if you want to turn it over to Crystal?
You want to talk, Crystal? You want to share your experience?
Okay. I certainly will. All right.
Come on up.
Okay. My name is Crystal, and I've been a member at the Y for 5 years. The reason I decided to come to the Y is I retired, and then for 2 years I kind of became a homebody, where I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't participating in anything. I got sick and had some issues where I was fainting, and then I got depressed on top of that, and then my dog died, so that made it even worse. So my daughter says, you know, you really have to do something, Mother. I mean, your health is at stake. You really need to, you know, find some way where you can get out of the depression and become part of the community again after working 20-some years at Woodman's. So, where I saw tons and tons of people all the time. So then, when I went to the doctor, she says, well, you know, your cholesterol is a little high. You should do something about that. And I said, what can I do other than medicine? She said, exercise. I said, good idea. I went right from SSM Health to the Y and joined that day. And my daughter called my daughter and said, guess what I did? She goes, good for you, Mother. It's about time. I've been trying to tell you that. My daughter was a member for 20 years, okay? So she knows all about the Y, you know? And when I started to come, you know, I was kind of shy at first, you know. She says, you got it. Here's a list of the class. Write them all down. What's the ones you're going to do? And then she says, oh, and you and I can both go together. We can go to Zumba together. We can go to Milton one together. We can do some things together. I said, oh, that'd be nice, Janet. Okay, so we did that. So I joined, you know, during the Y, coming into class, I kind of was in the back row with the rest of the ladies, kind of hanging on the rail, scared, the chair rail in the back of the room. Okay, and you know, and the class was all, and the more I got to feel really good with the people were all so nice, and we had fun, and I left the class just, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just so great. And I called my daughter and said, I had the best time at these classes. It was really, really a lot of fun. And then when she talked to my instructor, Renee, and my daughter Janet would say, my mom just had the best time. She was just having a great time there, you know. And the more and more, you know, we warmed up to all the people that was there and all the it was like finding my own community and my own self-worth in this place. I felt like I belonged there.
Because you do.
Yeah, because I did.
You do.
And then there came a time when we were doing these little birthday parties, okay? And I have to tell you how I got the name Cheesecake, okay? The lady Nancy, who was doing our parties, was unable to go, and for some reason I missed a day where I didn't know that she wasn't going to be there. So, and most of her parties were, you know, kind of low key. And I'm like, I got to spark this up a little bit. I know I can, okay? So I made 35 of these little individual cheesecakes, okay? I thought it'd be great to share with all the ladies. And I go walk down, and there's nobody in that room. Who's gonna eat all these cheesecakes? I walked down the lobby, and I said, hey, everybody, as they're trying to leave, you can't leave yet. You have to try some of my cheesecakes. Cheesecakes? Oh my God. So I opened the container and she goes, oh, look at this. Everybody came out of the woodwork. I didn't go. I went home with not one left over. Everybody left. And this one, the next day when I saw her, she said to me, hey, Cheesecake, how are you? She named me. So that's how I got the name Cheesecake. And she's been calling me that ever since. It was so cute. And then when Nancy no longer could do the birthday parties, and me in the back row, you know, being kind of silly and goofy, you know, like I am, she says, would anybody like to take over? And my hand went, me! And she goes, hey, Cheesecake, that's the best decision you ever made.
It is.
And everybody has a great time. We do it once a month, and everyone looks forward to so much. And our friendship and just talking, just sitting and just having coffee and just enjoying everybody's if you feel like family, you know, you don't care what you are or where you've been, everybody is welcome, and it's a really great thing, and I love going to do that for everybody, you know. And now I'm going to be doing Cheesecake of the Month to support the Y. Also, I'm making 12 cheesecakes for the whole year for anybody who wants to bid on them.
Oh, that's cool.
They are really cool. Okay, thank you.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
Well, And honestly, like, we keep talking about these relationships. We had a husband and wife just recently find each other. They literally met at the YMCA.
Married, yes.
Yes, and they got married like within, what, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
And it's so cute because he's an early morning person and she's like the 9 o'clock class chunk, right? And they just crossed paths for like that quick window of time, and it was enough to ignite that spark. They danced at the sock hop. Are they in that one? They're not in that one, but they danced, and it's just super cool to see. So today when you guys go, we do have some day passes if you want to go check out the Y. Johanna may or may not be able to see if you guys can be Y members today. A couple of the third-party sites have been a little tricky for us lately. So if for some reason we can't check it out to see if you guys are eligible for a free membership, you can come in here, you can take a tour with me or Renee. I mean, heck, I can lean on Crystal and Dan, for goodness sake. They'll give you some good tours. If you know you're gonna join, right? Like you've been a member elsewhere and you know that you don't need one because she's already, see, this is what I'm talking about. If you know that you want to go, you already got it, I love it. You know that you want to show up, but you're nervous and you're not quite ready for that fitness orientation, right? You're like, this is unapproachable. Talk to Crystal or Dan. I mean, talk to me or Renee, and we will walk down to the front. We'll go to the class with you. I don't wear this normally. Normally, I am in yoga clothes, hair in a ponytail, and no makeup on my face. Because we're engaged, we're out there with the members. We want to be active too. So I'm going to walk around with my card. So any questions you think of, feel free to ask them today. But perfect. But also in the future, or like I said, with all the outreach stuff that I'm doing, the mission advancement, if you know somebody that needs help or you might yourself or anything like that, just email, call, stop in. That's what the Y is there for. Did anyone have questions about anything? I mean, I tend to talk really fast and I move a lot. My name is Hummingbird for a reason. It's HB.
I've always wondered what pickleball is.
Oh my goodness,
And
Renee.
I don't know what it is. I hear about it, but I don't know what it is. Okay.
She's turning the mic on, folks. Get ready.
All right. Well, pickleball is kind of like tennis, okay? But think about tennis in a smaller court, okay? And you have a wiffle ball instead of a tennis ball and a little bit bigger racket than a ping pong paddle. There's a lot of different rules. It's hard to go through all that without playing.
right,
But there's two people on each side. You're in a gymnasium. It's
It's a lot
really
of
fun.
It's fun
So,
to play
yeah.
and fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. It's fun to play. All ages. I mean, it's really neat too. So a lot of my people that come to the silver sneaker class come in. Our class starts at 9:45, but they all get to the Y at 8 o'clock and they start playing pickleball for an hour and a half. And it's so neat to see some of the people I didn't even realize that would be interested. Also, I'm like, hey, what are they doing down there playing pickleball? So the pickleball group on Monday mornings and Friday mornings are getting bigger and bigger, and then they come up and do classes after that. So there's lots of different, we try to do a lot of things where we kiss each other. That's our word. Is they kiss each other.
It's
so
true.
like I will do a strength and stretch class, and it gets kissed with a chair yoga class afterwards with another certified instructor. So a lot of our active older adult activities are kissed with 2 or 3 things together, so you can.
Well, that's a good point to say out loud too, because I didn't say that. So 8:30 to 10:45 Monday through Friday is like that active older adult time slot at our Janesville Y. It's from 8 to 10 at our Parker location, the Milton branch.
Yep.
So we have those designated spaces. So like you can commit to knowing I'm going to be at the Y for these 2 hours, 3 hours every single day, Monday through Friday. And you can choose your classes because there's different opportunities throughout too. Because I say hug classes. I don't say mooch
I thought you
them.
kissed them.
No, I hug them. We hug it with another opportunity.
I kiss, just so you know.
She'll make you do burpees.
Right, Dan? Right, Crystal? Yeah, I hug you, I kiss you on the cheek and tell you I love you.
But I mean,
Dan
that's,
doesn't like lipstick, okay?
you can tell. So these two have been members and they're a part of that crazy train over there. But this is the energy that it's not just the 4 of us being a
Right.
crazy train. You walk in the door and this is quite honestly all of us. Johanna, she's our membership director. She's back there in the corner providing support in case we need it. She's been here less than a year, 6 months maybe? Going on 8. Okay, so cool. But I'm saying less than a year. She's new, and like she walked in the doors, and she's like, "Whoa, you guys have some energy. Like there's a lot of moving pieces around here. Is there anything that you guys don't do?" No. And if we don't do it yet, we'll probably figure it out. If you ask us to do it, we'll find a way. So I mean, what else could we say about? I like to push the self-care opportunity because we have in our locker rooms, men's and women's separately have their own sauna and steam room in Janesville. So even if you just join to sit in the sauna, cool. You can go into the co-ed whirlpool afterwards, take a dip in one of the pools. there's a lot of opportunities outside of the fitness perspective. Maybe you're interested in pickleball and you're nervous to go down there and check it out. Walk the track above
And
from a
watch it.
bird's eye view and check it out and see if it feels good. You know, and then see one of us and be like, hey, Niqi, you want to play a game with me? Yeah, let's do it. And we'll go down there.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you still have the water exercise where they do the actual training
Yep.
like they used to?
So we have
before COVID?
4 opportunities right now. So we have Aqua Zumba, which is the dance party. Woo, woo. We have Aqua Tone, which is more of like a fitness. She doesn't incorporate a lot of weights, but lots of like squats, lunges style things using the water resistance to work. We have Aqua Balance, which we like to compare to kind of yoga in the water. There's more balance and support, but very slow, fluid movements. And then we have a brand new class called Splash. Jessica is amazing, and she's got tons of certifications. She's like a Renee. She's like a jack of all trades. She's actually her like, Renee is taking Jessica under her little bird wing here and shaping her to be this amazing human. But Splash is an opportunity. It's all levels are welcome, right? So you can use a kickboard. Sometimes she uses pool noodles. It's a full body workout in the pool. So yes, we have all
Are
of those.
those early in the morning, like?
We have an array. So we have a Monday morning Aqua Zumba, and then we have a Monday, Wednesday evening. Splash is Wednesday mornings. Aqua Tone and Aqua Balance are both offered on Thursday evenings and Tuesday mornings. So we really try to spread opportunities out. Some people are early risers and others not so much, and that's okay.
Do you have to reserve spaces in classes?
So we're now changing the language to say save your spot, because it's no longer about the pandemic and spacing and all of that stuff. Thank goodness that we're hopefully past that, right? But now we realize, like, when you get to a pool, you don't want to be half naked and stand there and realize there's no room for me because there's 100 people in one space, right? That doesn't feel good anymore. Same with our group exercise. Renee says, I mean, she used to get 55 people in a studio. By that time, they're holding a weight and they're literally punching their neighbor. Crystal's leaving with 2 black eyes, right? So we do have your save your spot
No black eyes
opportunity.
have never happened.
No, that never happened.
High fives, but no
that
black
never
eyes.
happened. So we do have the save your spot. For group exercise, you can schedule yourself out for up to 2 weeks. That includes the water exercise that's in the pool.
Have a list somewhere that we can?
Yep, what I can do is I can show everyone how to pull it up. I may be able to ask you, can I use your internet back there and just kind of show them what the schedule looks like? Is that okay if I pull it up back there?
Oh, you mean on
Yeah, that way it just displays up here. I can pull that up in just a minute here. The water classes, the reservations are just a little bit different for that. So on Friday mornings, bright and shiny, 5 a.m., it opens up for the following week. Our weeks start on Sunday, and then you can reserve for that full Sunday through Saturday week. There's nothing worse than getting to the Y, getting half naked, and then realizing you can't swim today. So it's just that way to secure what you want to do. It's also a level of commitment and accountability. If I sign up for all of these classes for 2 weeks, I'm probably going to show up. And if not, Renee's going to be like, hey, I saw you signed up for class. Where were you? We missed you. Perfect. I'll jump on here and I can pull up our class load too.
Well, let me share a little experience right
Perfect.
now, too. I've had a member that I have not seen for about a month, and I have her phone number, and I called her, and I said, hey, I haven't seen you for a month. What's going on? And she's like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe you just called me personally to talk to me because you haven't seen me. She's like, I moved, I bought a new house, I'm moving, I'm rummage sailing stuff. And she was like, you know how much that means to me to know that you called me personally to see where I am? She goes, that meant a lot to me. So she goes, get ready, I'll be back next week. So it's the personal things, too.
Yeah.
So I'll chat and then I can go back and scroll. But right now, this is just our Janesville facility. And this is live updated, which is super cool. This will look a little different in a few weeks, just full disclosure in case you go look. We're just a lot of upgrades. So it's not physical upgrades too, but we've got a brand new website and new Save Your Spot, new computer management system. Like, we're kind of going all in here, guys. But there's a lot of cool classes. Like, we've got a Sunday yoga class. We've got tons of cycling opportunities. There's Tai Chi that I talked about. We had a sub that day. So Mitch, who's really into meditation, taught people something new and just let me try a new variety of a class. Flow yoga is another one that I really like to push with our active older adults. We have chair yoga and we have floor yoga. Chair yoga, I enjoy taking myself because I like it, but a lot of people really stereotype it as like this is for seniors because they can't do yoga anymore. And that's could not be further from the truth. And maybe it is your truth and you can't get on the mat anymore. Lynn teaches a class that still takes you on the mat, but it gives you a nice flow to get you up off the mat so you feel safe and you're not moving too quickly. There's no power moves. She's not making you stand on your head. I might, on Thursday evenings, make you stand on your head, all right? So we have different classes here. Splash is that class with Jessica that's in the pool. Renee is like living everywhere over here. I mean, she's literally on a million classes. So if you see any classes with Renee, you know where to find these 3 people.
In the front row.
Yeah, these are kind of fun opportunities too. We've got these brand new, they're called bursts and they'll look a little different, but they're 20-minute classes. Anybody can do anything for 20 minutes, right? So we've got bands, we've got cycling. Tabata is like burst workouts where you do a little bit of something, take a rest, and then start something else again. And then help me out, Core X is all focused on your abdominal muscles, which is good for the pelvic floor and all the things. Again, we welcome anyone and everyone into these classes. It does not mean that because it doesn't say silver sneakers or active older adult on it that you cannot join. All of our instructors know how to adapt classes and modify movements to keep you safe. Let me do a quick scroll too, because there's more. There's more on that schedule. Does anybody see a class that they want to know more about? Can you read that, honestly, because I'm squinting up front. Okay, just saying out loud. Group power is on there. That's the one with the big M. Dan was talking about that one, that weightlifting class. I mean, literally, yeah. Yeah, see, there's... I would find anyone hard-pressed not to find a single class that they don't enjoy taking. Those burst classes happen kind of throughout the day. We just really started to work on our lunch hour. A lunch hour for most is like noon to 1, so we do a 12:15 to 12:45, a quick 30-minute class. We have Monday, Wednesday, Friday yoga opportunities now. There's a lot of moving pieces. Strong, I love this class. If you guys, do you ever see Tybo? Billy Blanks with like the kickboxing guy and he just went to town. That's what that class is. It's awesome. It's choreographed strength moves, but it's a HIIT workout. We've got Zumba on there. I know we talked about Zumba. Anything. Got a couple more things coming too. But then there's another schedule specifically to our Parker location. So all this can be found on the website, or you can call me and I'll print it and I'll stick it in my mailbox and mail it. Any other questions?
Is that the only way that you can do it is online?
So we are totally flexi and all the good things. So you can do it online once you have an account signed up. You can call the Y and our front desk will do it for you. You can call me and I'll do it for you. You go to one class with Renee and then she'll stop at the desk and make sure you're signed up for 2 more weeks. We're super flexible. We have a lot of people that they feel nervous approaching technology. And I mean, I think I speak for everyone that I will sit with you for 40 minutes if that's what it takes to show you how to use your smartphone. Over the pandemic, we ran something called virtual, Crystal's laughing at me. She can feed me all the cheesecake in those 30 minutes and I will sit with her. We ran something called Virtual Success, like helping seniors get engaged because you had to Zoom your grandchildren, right? Like you had to, or maybe you didn't and then you missed out for a few months, right? So we were hand-holding people through those experiences, showing them how to load those things on their smartphone. People brought their laptops in and I sat with them to show them how to access their entire membership at the YMCA. Do not ever think there's something that you can't ask. I might have to say no, but usually I can help walk you through it. Crystal's whispering up here like she's the cool kid in class.
Send her to the corner.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions? Anything? I guess let me talk about our community engagement a little bit more. I kind of left that out. So American Heart Association I talked about when we talked like the blood pressure stuff and the chronic disease. One of our directors was really excited and she's an ambassador for the Burt Blaine Memorial Heart Walk. And she got really excited and she committed us to the walk. And we're like, oh, what do we do? And Renee and I are like, well, we were going to do a spin-a-thon where we take bikes outside and you ride them and you rent them by the hour. And maybe somebody rides 5 hours. Maybe somebody just sponsors it and pays for you to take your seat. And then we're like, oh, we can use them together so we can rock Pedal for a Purpose, a 5-day cycle-a-thon, and then handshake it, hug it, kiss it with the Burt Blaine Memorial Heart Walk. So now we create this opportunity to give back to the American Heart Association that happens all year long, both in the fall and then in the summer. We do that one. Pedal for a Purpose is hosted at the farmers market. We did our second one this year, and I feel like they're getting better and better. This year we had a live DJ. We had twice as many donations. You get to win prizes throughout. Like, it's just an opportunity. Sponsors, all the fun stuff. And then Johanna actually helped lead up the Burt Blaine Memorial Heart Walk where we rallied members. It's totally free. You just show up with your friends that are at the Y and bring your neighbor and whomever else you want to bring, and you walk with us. It's just a fun time to connect community to wellness. Rotary Botanical Gardens is another opportunity. So they reached out to us just as everyone was starting to get back to when we were allowed to hang out together, right? Still in 2020, because they knew they had an asset, right? They have outdoor spaces, and that's what we needed. We needed to host things outside. So we had the Janesville Farmers Market, but Rotary Gardens opened the opportunity. They wanted to partner with a nonprofit instead of a for-profit yoga studio or fitness club. They wanted to give back to their members as well as the community. So now every summer, this was our second year around, and next year's gonna be even better. We host a variety of classes. This year we averaged 8 weekly, all summer long. The entire month of August and September were completely free to the community. But every week we had Tai Chi was free, and we had Zumba Gold once a month that was automatically free. But the classes, let's be honest, they were $2 and $4 anyways. So they were still very accessible to most people. Free for YMCA members, to say that too. Rotary Gardens, Janesville Farmers Market, the walks. What am I missing, Renee? As far as events, Renee likes to do things, and just like all of a sudden she'll be like, Niqi, I want to do this. Let's do it. Can we do it tomorrow? She did a ride with Renee during that same like outdoor opportunity, right? Like we needed to find things to be outside. So she does a social bike ride. Crystal, were you there? I feel like you went. Yeah. So Dan, of course, was there. Really? Anywho. So we have these like popcorn events. We've done disc golf beginner workshops to teach people how to use the parks throughout the community, which is super fun. Just like we're gonna do a pickleball demo next spring at the market. We didn't get to this year. Snowshoeing. We did snowshoeing last year that everyone asks to bring back. That was completely free, a partnership with City Rec Department. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Our Parker Y offers free evening classes over the summer, group exercise outdoors. It's a cool way to get a taste of what we do in Janesville with our facility. What else you guys got for me? You're just taking it all in, right? You're just processing all the goodness. Like I said, I drank the Kool-Aid, and I drank it early on just because giving back to my community was kind of who I was since a young kiddo. But now there's a reason I commute 40 minutes each way, right? Is because I am stuck here, and they'll have to drag my my keister out of that office because I'm never going anywhere. I love the Y and what I do. I think you can tell that by my energy, maybe. Yeah. I don't know, maybe. There's days, but no, we have a really fun time. We have a brand new CEO, for those of you that are from Janesville. Angie likes to say she's 3 years new, right? August was her 3rd year. She's brand new. She comes from Economowalk. She's been in the Y world over 2 decades. Youth development is her background, so she really believes in building up our youth programming and our youth development departments, both in Janesville and Milton. She is the reason that Renee and I are here. She literally gave us permission, the keys to the health and wellness bus, and said, here you go, drive. So this department could no longer be ran in 10 hours a week, right? I mentioned that at the beginning. This is like, I have Renee supporting as a health and wellness coordinator. She is like the person that gets everything done. If we have a task, I'm like, Renee, I need help. Can you please help me get this done? We also have Julie, who's a second coordinator that came on earlier this year, and she's the person behind the keys, tip-tapping when I can't be there. There's a lot of moving pieces. So we have handouts at the back if you're interested. Those orange folders are a complete new member packet. However, I swiped them from the desk and I didn't ask them for more. So I think Johanna saved my tail and brought a couple of stapled packets for me. So those are also here. The food programming, the mini and me, the pickleball, it's all back there. If you want an extra guest pass, go ahead and take one. It's totally fine, take an extra. If you want to set up a date with one of these lovely folks to come into the Y, you can find out their schedule and know when they'll be there. All right, I think we're good.
Thank you.
Right.
Curtsy.
Well, thank you, Niqi. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Crystal. And thank you, Dan.
Dan.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.